Greetings, everybody. This is just a random spur of the goddamn moment video, but I just want to highlight some channels on YouTube that I absolutely adore and just I can't simply get enough of. The first one is the actual only funny memes channel on the platform. I'm not kidding. Unusual Videos. Now, they've been going strong for a long time with the most unusual memes, and these memes are almost always very fresh and very funny, and they're just, you can't really describe them other than being unusual. I will definitely recommend you go check them out. And in fact, all the channels that I'm going to be talking about in this video, I will leave links to them in the description. But yeah, unusual memes, man, they do something just so fucking great. The actual quality of the memes, the fact that they credit the creators and actually get the permission from the creators. I don't know how they're doing this. I How do they do all this? It's insane. And it's basically every Monday or Tuesday there's a new video. Damn. I'm I'm impressed. Now the next is Life of Boris. Oh man. Life of Boris. Now this is a channel I have actually been on and off watching for maybe like 2-ish years or a little bit longer than that. But it didn't really stick to me immediately. It took a little longer for me to really start to really love Boris. This dude is from Estonia. I think he's from Estonia. Um, he's definitely Russian. A lot of people are like, is he actually Russian? Yeah, he is. The dude has just some of the funniest content. He's actually original, and the fact that it's really cool too because you get a window into Soviet and Russian culture and cooking that in the Western world is just really foreign and extremely unknown. But what's really surprising is that a lot of Russian recipes aren't anything super special. Some of them are, some of them are straight up like, what the hell is that? And others are just like, oh, I understand that. That's completely normal. They got their own versions of the pancake. They've got their own cakes. They've got their own roasts and whatever else. Shashtik is just a kebab. Then they have crazy things like Zephyr, which is basically the Slavic marshmallow, which I really, really want to make, but I would need like gelatin or some sort of thickening agent like that. I'm a decent cook, but I don't know if I can conquer that yet, but whatever. Life of Boris, man. Boris has been going for a while, and I really miss his cousin Anatoly. I want him back on the channel, but apparently, from what Boris says, Anatoly doesn't really like doing YouTube content, but I like Anatoly. A lot of people like Anatoly. He's great. He doesn't talk much, he only moves to the rhythm of hard bass. But regardless, Life of Boris, he's like one of the top tier YouTubers right now. Original, funny, and just genuinely cool and delicious looking food. Some of it is literally like American cuisine. You know, everything is deep fried. The chibrik is literally like a deep fried fucking how do I describe it? It's like a deep fried basically calzone. It's like the Slavic calzone, but it looks great. Although I am terrified of deep frying, so I'm never gonna make them. The next channel, Forgotten Weapons. I am a big firearms enthusiast, so obviously I would be super interested in Forgotten Weapons. I have been watching Ian McCollum for years. Probably 4-ish years ago, I really started to get into the channel. And I was like, I need my own firearm. I absolutely wanted one. And eventually, that's how I got my Mosin Nagant. Not through the channel, obviously, but I was inspired to grab something like that. And no regrets for buying my Mosin. It's a fantastic rifle. Uh, I really do want Ian to talk about the development of the Mosin, but with it being Russian, I don't know how much information is out there of the specifics of the Mosin, um, which is unfortunate. But Ian McCollum is such a likable guy. People call him Gun Jesus, and he also has a thing for French firearms. If you want a French firearm, check your walls. He's probably in there. He just wants to sniff it, and then he'll leave. Uh, I'm not throwing shade at Ian McCollum. I love the guy. But man, such a good channel. And he doesn't just talk about a lot of these firearms, he actually shoots them. I cannot wait for him to shoot the 1916 Fedorov rifle, which is pretty much the first assault rifle ever made. Although it's not really an assault rifle because it's in a full power rifle cartridge, so it's more of a battle rifle. But yeah, Fedorov, Russian, 1916. They had a repeating firearm. It was kind of experimental, and not everybody got one, but still. People don't credit the Russians very often, but they have really made some absolutely fantastic firearms that changed the world. Kalashnikov, the Ultimate Kalashnikova. I think I pronounced that right. Yeah, I love Forgotten Weapons, and I'm really curious what he's going to talk about next. Again, I really do want him to focus more on Russian stuff and comm block stuff because that's the stuff I'm interested in. That's where my firearms interest goes to. And now, one last channel, Mr. Illustrated, formerly SCP Illustrated. I have been watching him for a very long time, probably like at the beginning of his channel, because just the SCP verse is massive. It's way bigger than just the special containment procedures. There's tales. There's different canons too. There's no one overarching canon. And there's just so much to it. I would love to do more videos on more of the SCP verse, but it's so massive that I don't think I would ever be able to do it. It's almost too much. But SCP Illustrated has done some incredible work for these SCPs, and I absolutely love how all of his stuff, he draws everything, and his art has only improved over the years. When you look at his old videos, it's all just sketch work, but now it's fully colored. It's this really nice art style. The guy obviously worked extremely hard. He took a break from doing SCP stuff for a little bit, which is completely fine. There is some other horror stuff out there that I'm very interested in. If he covers H.P. Lovecraft, I am going to be in love. More in love than I already am with the guy. But covering H.P. Lovecraft is a difficult thing to do, and especially to illustrate, to actually draw what it looks like. Because how do you describe something that cannot be described? How can you draw something that is incomprehensible to mortal man, lest a mortal man's mind breaks? The fun stuff. I adore cosmic horror. I love the fear of the unknown. I love the unknown. I love that kind of stuff. And SCP, yeah, the SCP Foundation and all of its, everything about it, it's just great. And especially that we have Mr. Illustrated. And also Dr. Sumerian. Fantastic writer and a fantastic voice actor, too. He really only has one voice, but I love his voice. And I love seeing him in the projects for SCP Illustrated. The series he did on what happened to Site-13 is fantastic. SCP-1730. Yeah, basically, they fucked around and found out. And that's why the GOC cannot operate everything, because that will happen. And if you don't know what happened, watch that video. It is a long video. The entire video is very long, and there's also an explanation at the end if you want. But very good, very good. Very well illustrated, very well voice acted. It's just fantastic stuff, Mr. Illustrated. Anyway, those are just some of the highlights of the YouTube channels that I absolutely adore. There's others in there like Smitty. I still sometimes watch Markiplier and still sometimes watch Jacksepticeye. I've been a fan for them a long time. Sometimes watch PewDiePie, but very rare now. And there's many others that I watch. But yeah, there's still some incredible YouTubers out there doing original content, or mostly original content, that's actually good and not brain rot shit. So anyway, I hope you found this video interesting, and if you watch any of these channels, let me know how you found them, and you have a favorite video of theirs. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, in Trilby, we trust.